It's the ultimate travel guide from the people who know it best. Weekends with Yankee.
Greetings. Hi, Kristen.
Hi, Rich. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm so excited to be here in Maine at the L.L. Bean Outdoor School.
We're so excited
Meet
to have
a Maine guide.
Welcome.
Well, thank you. Well, you know, today isn't the blue sky day that I pictured it to be.
Still going to be a great day. There's still a lot to do, a lot to learn. We'll make sure that we have you prepared for the weather that we have been gifted today. But the rugged beauty is just phenomenal here. It's opportunities to get lost, opportunities to get found as well.
I'd love to be able to see the facilities here and you know, some of the places that you teach.
I would love to show you. It's a great location.
All right, great. So what's the process of becoming a guide?
So you have to pass an exam. It's a written exam and an oral exam. Questions about wildlife and weather and different scenarios and gear, missing person scenarios, that sort of thing. Just how would you handle a crisis and prevent one from happening to begin with.
So what made you decide to become a guide?
I was actually a guide before I moved to Maine. I started as a whitewater raft guide out west, moved to the Boston area, and spent a lot of time paddling on the coast of Maine, camping out on the islands up here, and decided to move up here.
The tradition of women in the woods in Maine is not something recent.
No, not at all. And in fact, the first registered Maine guide was a woman, Cornelia Crosby, also known as Fly Rod Crosby. Phenomenal fly fisher woman. She was ahead of her time. So back in the days when women were wearing the corsets and the heavy wool skirts and the boots with the high heels that were not at all designed to be outside, she was out there catching fish and kind of setting a standard that we still go by today. She was a big proponent of catch and release, which wasn't greatly practiced at the time.
One of the things we're doing today is what do you do with a submerged canoe?
Yeah, and on days like today, there's an added challenge, and it starts with the awareness and preparation.
Canoeing is a lot of fun, but obviously in windy conditions, or even sometimes people just goofing around having fun, you go into the water.
Yeah.
So what's the most effective way in which we can get in a position to where we can save the boat and ourselves?
You want to stay by your boat and hold onto your paddle if you can. As soon as we go over, try to make contact with that boat again. We'll flip the canoe, we'll right it, and then to kind of balance out the weight of us both trying to get in, we're going to try to get in on opposite sides. If that doesn't work, I will get in first and then stabilize the boat while you climb in.
Foot up.
Yeah, 1 foot on the ground like this. That paddle
Okay.
There you go.
I felt more confident being with an expert, and that this is a controlled situation.
Yeah, you did really well. And in fact, I'm actually worried about your body temp. So let's get you warm and dry.
Maybe some
coffee and pie. Wait.
Part of surviving in the wild is learning how to cook in the great outdoors.
There's nothing greater than stopping by a campfire and eating by it.
I absolutely agree. Today we're going to be doing that blueberry pie. First thing we're going to do, we are going to make a crust. I find that a pat-in crust is easier than a roll-out crust. Do you want to do this?
Sure.
Okay. So you want it like about to up there is where we want it to go.
Okay.
So the bottom is done. I am minding a bunch of charcoals that I have lit.
You're covering the entire pot, right?
Yes, we're gonna be putting coals under it and on top. If you wanna get our filling started, so I have 1 can of blueberry pie filling and 1 pint of fresh blueberries.
Okay.
Just gently mix it all up.
Okay. And now you're going to take those and cover the top?
I will oftentimes use just a cup to get some shapes. We're going to put the lid on, and what we're gonna do is we are gonna take our Dutch oven over to our nice fire. We got some coals going over there.
In the spirit of keeping a seasoned Maine guide on her toes, Richard convinces Kristen to ditch her usual briquette method for the wood fire's natural coals.
When you cover it this way, is it just by trial and error you've decided how long it's going to take? Or
So usually just use those briquettes because I know each briquette is gonna be ballpark about 10 degrees. So it's more predictable. We're going rogue, and it's gonna be delicious.
Look at that.
Hey, we did well.
Very good.
Yeah, we knocked it out in the park.
Thank you for the adventure today.
Thank you for coming and visiting.
And, you know, let's hope that Maine always stays this way. You know, sort of living on the edge of reality.
I'll toast to that.